So a few hours ago in Istanbul, Turkey, Victor Osimhen was once again the star of the show for his side Galatasaray. His team defeated Tottenham in their Europa League matchup, 2 goals scored by the Super Eagles striker. And speaking of goals, a day earlier in the Champions League, it was all about Ademola Lookman, who continues to show why he should be a lock for the African Player of the Year award. Now, we will be talking about these 2 big-time performances in this video, but we also have some other Super Eagles players to talk about from the Champions League and Europa League. But first, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. And we start with the Champions League, and what that means, we start on Tuesday. First match we're going to talk about, Bayer Leverkusen taking on Liverpool. Liverpool at home, and it was not looking good for Bayer Leverkusen in that game. Let's just keep it real. Match ended 4-0 in favor of Liverpool. Victor Boniface played 81 minutes in the game, as you see on the graphic, one of the 2 up top. And he had 30 touches of the ball, completed 13 out of the 15 passes he attempted for 87%. 3 shots taken, all 3 were off target. 1 dribble out of the 3 he attempted, and 1 aerial 1 out of the 4 he went for. Not the best of performances by Victor Boniface. Of course, you're facing a top side in Liverpool. I think this is their first loss in the Champions League thus far when it comes to Bayer Leverkusen. I see this as more of a bleep. I don't see it as something to be concerned about. He has been looking good all through the season. Did have that situation with the accident, came back and scored a goal, so it's looking like that really is not an issue, even though this is a mental situation. You never know when things pop up, but Victor Boniface, not the best of performances against Liverpool. Next time out, I'm expecting a big-time performance from him. But later in that game, you had Nathan Tella coming off the bench. Of course, Nathan Tella, a forward for the Super Eagles. He came in the same time Victor Boniface went out. I mean, at that point in the game, you're just there to see it out. You're losing by 4-0. I mean, yeah, you could try to do a little something, try to get a goal or something, but I mean, the game was done and dusted by that point in time. And then we moved from a player who barely got some playing time to a player that got 0 playing time, no playing time at all. AC Milan taking on Real Madrid, as you see this right here. And AC Milan actually won that match. They defeated Real Madrid 3-1, and they were away from home right there. So that is real cool. One thing when you look at the game though, one player didn't come off the bench. One player was on the bench. Samuel Chukwueze started the game on the bench and ended the game on the bench. Did not play a single minute in that game. So kind of a cause for concern. He has been getting minutes in the league, doing his thing with the minutes. So not too much a concern though, if we're keeping it real. It's just, I guess that's just how the dice rolled on the day. He wasn't needed on the day, Samuel Chukwueze. And we move on to Wednesday, the second and last day of the Champions League. And who we're gonna check out first? Of course, that guy, Ademola Lookman with Atalanta. They took on Stuttgart of the German Bundesliga, and they won that game 2-0 against Stuttgart. Great performance by Ademola Lookman. You look at the numbers, 42 touches of the ball, completed 20 out of the 26 passes he attempted for 77%. 2 key passes in the game, of course, creating chances even with the goals that he's scoring. And speaking of goals, 1 shot, 1 goal. That was all he needed. He only had 1 shot all day, and that was the one that he put in the back of the net. It was a ball that was cut or put across. Either way, he just kind of touches it, guides it into the back of the net. Great finish by Ademola Lookman. And yeah, you keep on going. 1 out of 1 dribble attempted. Then you look at the numbers all together. 7 goals, 4 assists in the last 10 matches for Ademola Lookman. And he's just been on fire. He's been on playable at times. And for me, I feel like this is the best player in Italy right now. I don't think there's anybody doing what he's doing. When you talk about in every competition, he's he's the man. He's the man on the pitch. Everybody knows that if he scores, Atalanta have a great chance of winning. Everybody knows that if you stop him, Atalanta has a great chance of losing. And they just can't stop him. They just can't stop him. You know what's at stake when it comes to Ademola Lookman, but you just can't stop it. He's so crafty, intelligent with his movement. His finishing is great. And this is a guy that he is on the form of his life right now. And I'm expecting more and more great things from Ademola Lookman. Another game from Wednesday. This one would have involved a Super Eagles player, but he was not around because of suspension. Rafael Onyedika and Club Brugge, of course, he had that red card in their last match day. I think he's going to be missing 2 or 3 matches. But you look at this right here, 1-0 against Aston Villa. Real nice result right there for Club Brugge. And then we move to today in the Europa League, and we're going to start with Super Eagles striker Cyril Dessers. He played 85 minutes for Rangers of Scotland as they took on Olympiacos of Greece. The match ended tied up 1-1, the result, and Cyril Dessers had 36 touches of the ball, completed 6 out of 16 passes for 38%. Definitely not looking good in that regard right there. Took 4 shots in the game. 3 were on target, my bad, and 1 was off target. Out of the 3 that were on target, he had a goal, the only goal scored by the Rangers. It was scored in the 64th minute of the game, and they won the ball in the Olympiacos half. Get the ball to Cyril Dessers. He gets in the box a little bit, smacks it, and it goes past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. And that made the score 1-1 because they were behind Olympiacos at that point. Olympiacos scored in the 56th minute, and 8 minutes later in the 64th minute, Dessers gets the goal, and that's his first goal scored in the group stage of the Europa League. And now for the other numbers, dribbles 1 out of 3 completed, aerial balls 4 out of 7 duels won, and had 1 clearance in the game. So next up, we're going to move to this matchup between AZ Alkmaar of Netherlands and Fenerbahce of Turkey. Of course, Super Eagles fullback Bright Osayi-Samuel plays for Fenerbahce, and he actually started this game right here, played 90 minutes of the game. Didn't end so well for Bright Osayi-Samuel and his club. 3-1 was the final result in favor of AZ Alkmaar. Bright Osayi-Samuel had 55 touches of the ball, completed 31 out of the 37 passes he attempted for 84%. 2 key passes made in the game. Took a shot, but that shot was off target. Had an aerial ball that he won out of the 2 he contested for. 2 tackles successful out of the 4 he attempted. And he actually got a yellow card in the game. 86th minute of the game, got that yellow card. Add that to the clearance that he got to help the team out in the game also. So not the worst performance by Bright Osayi-Samuel. I would complain about the yellow card, but you got to remember who his head coach is, Jose Mourinho. That's probably something that he has to do to stay on the pitch. But outside of that, I felt like it was a good performance, just not the best team performance at the end of the day. 2 key passes, creating chances for your team, getting in a good position to take a shot at goal. I mean, he did well both going forward and coming back, but at the end of the day, when your team doesn't win, there's not much praise you can expect to get. Now, moving on, and last but not least, we're going to talk about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen and Galatasaray took on Tottenham Hotspur. Game ended 3-2 in favor of Galatasaray. Victor Osimhen played 80 minutes in it, had 32 touches of the ball, completed 11 out of the 16 passes he attempted for 69%. 1 key pass in the game, which really should have been turned into the back of the net. Had another one that was offside. The guy was offside, but it was a brilliant pass also. Then when it comes to shots, 7 shots in the game for Victor Osimhen. Really should have had more, was unselfish in certain situations. And with Victor Osimhen, the more shots, the better. That's what I say, because, you know, those are more opportunities to find the back of the net for a top-class striker. And 7 shots taken, 5 on target. Of course, 2 were goals. The first one scored in the 32nd minute of the match. So what happened was a player was on the ball, or a Tottenham player was on the ball, and he was closed in on by 2 players, Victor Osimhen and his teammate. Then the ball is loose. Another teammate of Victor Osimhen's plays it straight into his path, and he gets in the box. The ball's in the box. There's a player right there, and he just had one opportunity to just get a touch on it. The player was sliding to get his touch on it. Victor Osimhen was first. He gets it, a nice crack at it, and a low ball that goes past the goalkeeper and into the back of the net was the result. Fantastic goal by Victor Osimhen, and that goal made it 2-1 in the match at that moment. And then 7 minutes later, you get the second goal for Victor Osimhen. This time you get a ball played into the box. Victor Osimhen made a perfect run for it. Kind of seemed like he was going to use his head for it for a second, but then he uses his feet and just puts it past the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. Another fantastic finish. He had just had an opportunity that he missed like a couple of seconds before that, and right after that he gets this opportunity, and he's not missing twice in a row. That's just not what's gonna happen right there. He gets the ball past the goalkeeper, makes it 3-1. But like I said earlier, Victor had 7 shots in the game, 5 on target and 2 were off target. There was one that was off target, a perfect chance to get a hat trick. Nice ball played into the box for him, put high for him to get it off the header, but he just misdirected it, and that really could have been the hat trick goal. But it ended just like that. They did get a red card, they being Tottenham Hotspur, again the second yellow card in the game, going down to 10. And they actually pulled a goal back after that. Galatasaray really need to work on their defense. They just fall asleep sometimes. I don't even think it's the defense per se. I think it's the team just thinking games are over and they just fall asleep. This has been the story since the beginning of the season. Remember when Victor Osimhen went down, you get 2 goals scored on you in succession, and that was what everybody, I'm pretty sure, in the stadium was scared of. Like, are they gonna come back in this match too? Because you're playing a side that you expect to have some quality when you talk about EPL sides. But luckily the game ended 3-2. The Victor Osimhen substitution, I don't know. I mean, as a Super Eagles fan, I'm in support. That means he's gonna be fresh, I guess, when he comes to play for the Super Eagles. But in that match right there, I felt like you leave Victor Osimhen till the end of it. And it kind of came back to bite him in the back when you talk about Icardi not being able to finish the match. The striker that was left on the pitch actually had to be stretched off. But luckily for Galatasaray, they hold on and they win the match 3-2. But that being said, let me know your thoughts on these performances right here. Put it in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.